Hi, welcome to class. Today I thought we'd do something a little different, a nice ball workout. A couple of things before we get started. I just want you to know that if you're new to the ball, you may feel a little unstable, but a couple of suggestions. First of all, don't try to hold yourself still. Let the ball move under you and let your body just find its center. Second of all, don't be afraid to fall. If you do fall off the ball, the ball just kind of rolls you off to the side and then you find your way back up on. It doesn't hurt. I'm going to teach the class in several levels. You will have the option to stay with the first level or even rest in between sets. That just kind of gives you something to work up to. Core work is pretty intense. I'm going to start with some standing poses and then just to get the blood circulating, get the heart rate up, get the body really warm before we start working on our core. Are you ready? Let's get started. Come on up to standing and grab your ball. So you can do these without the ball. Just pretend you have a ball between your hands. But we're just trying to get energy moving. So you're going to bring your knee to center and the ball outside the hip. And reach up and over, up and over. Remember to breathe. We're just kind of marching, but we're shifting the knee to make space for the ball. So I'm going to keep my eye on the clock, and we'll do each of these for about 30 seconds. Now, we're going to loop around and reach. Loop around and reach. You can hop or just step if you want a no-impact version. If you're barefoot, make sure and bounce on the balls of the feet. Okay, wide stance here. We're just going to do squats. Reach up, squat down. Try to stay as upright as possible. Again, we're just getting energy moving, pumping blood. When you reach your hands overhead, it's so good for the heart. We don't reach up very often. All right, now just shifting from side to side. It's kind of like a skater, one of those speed skaters. Twisting and reaching. The ball is just kind of pulling that bottom arm over to give a good shoulder stretch. Nice wide stance. And all of these will challenge your balance just a little bit. All right, ready? Come back to center and reach up and down. Like I said, they'll challenge your balance. Just start again. Up to the right, down to the left. Up to the right, down to the left. You can try to steady your feet or move your feet like I'm doing, just to get an extra little foot workout. It's always good. But you have to start where your confidence level is. If you're just learning these, try a more stable base. Or try it without the ball. All right, you should be feeling that heart rate increase, a little bit more warmth. Just raising that core temperature a bit before we do our workout. We're going to be working on the transverse abdominal muscles. Those are the muscles deep inside the body that are the body's girdle that hold you in and hold you up. Not the external muscles, the rectus abdominal muscles that are known as the six-pack of the body. We're working deeper. Take a nice seat and you're just going to roll down. So what you're going to notice today is that I'm going to do some exercises. I'll do a bit of a core exercise and then I'm going to stretch. What I want you to do here is roll back and forth. You come into the squat and then you press back up. Notice how my fingertips are brushing the floor. That's how you'll know if your ball is inflated correctly. But also notice my head is touching the ball at all times, and so is my butt. So your back needs to be able to conform to the ball. And this is important, or you'll hurt your neck muscles, or you just won't get that nice tummy stretch if your butt isn't touching the ball. And so I'm just pulsing back and forth. Notice now finally, because I'm warm and I'm pretty flexible, I was able to completely straighten my legs. My fingertips are still brushing the floor and my head is still touching the ball. You have to be able to completely relax. Now I'm going to come into a full squat. Notice that my heels are down and my butt is down. Coming into the deepest back bend I can. Wow, what a shoulder stretch this is. Again, don't worry. If you roll off the ball, if you lose your balance, get back up on. I've been doing ball workouts. This is my favorite, by the way, for 20 years. So I'm very comfortable on the ball. I know I'm making it look easy for those of you who are new to it. All right, I'm going to turn around for the camera. But we're going to just take a nice seat, feet firmly planted, almost as wide as your mat, and you're just going to bounce. This is going to help you find those deep core muscles. Right? Shift your hips from side to side. I call this one the hula. Just rolling the ball from side to side. Feels pretty good on your back. Just make sure you're sitting up tall. Do not slump. You want to keep the body in traction. Now circle. Keep your hands on your knees, your feet planted. Just roll the ball in a circle. Each time I come around, I tuck my tailbone under a little more. I feel like I'm doing a little crunch. I'm using my hips, my butt, to move the ball around. Going the other direction now. Now back and forth. Tuck it, and then move it back. This should feel like a cat-cow. You're using your pelvis to roll the ball. When you're ready, you can walk your feet forward, come down a little more. Each time I'm bringing another vertebra down onto the ball until I'm in a bridge pose. So I'm going to walk my feet forward until my butt is hanging off the ball. My upper ribs and shoulders are on it. I'm going to touch the ball with my butt, arching the back, and then lift my hips. Touch the ball, drop the hips, lift. Keep breathing, and make sure your head is on the ball. If you need to, you can interlace your hands behind your head to help your neck if your head's not able to keep touching. But you just don't want your head to be held up by neck muscles. It just creates tension in the traps and neck and upper back. All right, so now, last one, you're just going to walk the feet back, come upright, and sit tall. Again, make sure your neck and trapezius muscles are relaxed. All right, round two. We're going to do this again. Interlace your hands behind your head, and you're just going to do little pulses, working the oblique muscles, the muscles between the ribs. My low back is on the ball, and my right elbow is reaching for my left knee, and vice versa. I'm coming all the way back for the full stretch. You can
cross your hands on your chest if you like that better. And again, I'm doing the full 30 seconds, so if you don't have that in you today, just relax back. Now I'm going to come down, follow the curve of the ball, just to get that great stretch on those deeper internal abdominal muscles. Now come on back up. Round 3. Walk the feet forward. This time, you're going to reach over the head, full pull apart, and then come up and touch your knees. Your butt really needs to be touching the ball or you'll lose it. Inhale, reach back. Exhale and crunch. Inhale, exhale. See how many you can do. Stay with me. These are short bursts of energy and they really get your core fired up. Control the breath. All right. Stretch it out. Walk back up to the top of the ball for round 4. We're going to walk the feet forward into bridge. This time your butt's going to be way up and you're going to come with high hips and just do little pulses. As you lift your hips, tuck your tailbone, crunch your lower abdominal muscles, and squeeze your buttocks. This works all the lower back and upper glute muscles. Deep, deep core muscles. Just keep pulsing. I have to press down through the upper back and head. Almost there. Keep breathing. Now, bring your butt to the ball, and you're going to come into that squat again, butt down. It has to stay against the ball. Interlace the fingers behind the head. Keep scooching the butt back into that space under the ball. Look at this stretch, full torso stretch. Even getting the lat areas and the tricep areas here. If you've been following my videos, you know I'm always pulling apart from the waistline. Hips one direction, shoulders the other. Okay, now we're going to do some really yummy stuff. Keep tucking your butt under the crevice. You may lose the ball, but you can keep trying. Come as upright as you can. That's a great hamstring stretch. Then you're going to put the soles of your feet together, but you have to keep pushing your butt under the crevice. Gently press down on the thighs as you lengthen up through the heart. Control the breath. Should be pretty warm. I am. So we do these contractive exercises and then we stretch them out. Come down onto your mat and reach overhead with the ball. We're going to play a little catch. Then catch it with the inner ankle, squeeze gently. You're just going to toss it back and forth. This is advanced. This is intense. You can start without the ball. If this hurts your back, you can put your hands under your butt, palms down, and just do leg lifts. That'll help build those muscles up until you can do this pull apart catch. Or you can just try to do a few and then relax. Just stay with it. Keep moving, keep breathing. Again, I've been doing this a long time. Some of these are pretty advanced. All right, just hold the ball between the ankles and slowly twist over to the left. See how slow you can go? It's okay to bend your knees, by the way. And just roll the ball back and forth over the speed bump, which is your leg. And we're just kind of stretching the piriformis muscles. You can place your hand on top, look to the right, turn to the right for a deeper stretch. Come back to center. Again, you may need to bend your knees. That ball gets heavy, believe it or not. Twist the other direction. And after I maneuver myself into a better position, do the other side. You can see as I'm moving that top leg that I'm getting a nice little piriformis stretch. Look to the left, reach. Bring the ball back up and to the floor. Now you're going to put your feet on top of the ball and feed it behind your thighs and behind the knees. Really feed it in there so you have full contact. Your shins and thighs should be making a square. Put your hands under your butt if your back is sore. If you put your feet closer like this, it's very difficult. See how it's hard to hold the ball still? This is a hamstring engagement. Really sucks the hamstring onto the bone. If you take your feet wider and lift, so we're just bridging up. Again, that's using your glutes and your hamstrings. Just do as many as you can. Press heels into the ball, keeping the feet flexed, and lift the hips. You may only get one or two at first. And then feed it behind the legs and just relax them. Take the arms into a T and begin to rotate the shins from side to side. Again, the legs are in a square. And each time, I come a little further. Feel that hip stretch that feels so good. You're also getting a good stretch on the muscles between the ribs. The serratus muscles, the oblique muscles. Bring the ball back up just to make it harder, or continue the way you were doing it, or just without the ball. Just rolling across the hips from side to side. Try to keep the shoulders pinned to the floor. You're really going to feel that on the side muscles. Another option is to put a block between your shins. Now, come up to sitting with your ball in front.
Pull the ball in close and lengthen your torso up over the ball. I even lean back a bit to tuck it into my belly and then stretch over it. Give your ball a big hug. And then just begin to slowly rock from side to side. Keep the legs firm, grounded, and the toes pointing up or slightly in. This ensures that your back is straight or extended. As you roll from side to side, you're going to pull the shoulder away from the hip, keeping the hip tacked Really stretch the side body. And then just go the other way. Be mindful that you keep your ears over your shoulders. Try not to lead with your head. And then each time you're going to reach a little more forward and over. Then rotate the left palm up and feed the ball around the left toes with your right hand. Go as far as you can. Don't overreach. Remember your alignment. Again, I've been doing this a long time, so my body is used to this movement. Now, on the inhale, you're going to ground down and then slowly come up to the other side. Right palm goes right down the middle and up. Tack the left hip. Feed the ball around the right foot and stretch. You can dig your elbow into the inner knee or thigh and grab the foot if you want, but it's not necessary. That elbow digging into the inner leg gives you traction and helps you get the shoulders vertical. Slowly root down and come on up. Tuck the ball in and stretch over it again. Root down, lengthen up, lifting through the heart, keeping the ears over the shoulders. Extend the torso evenly forward. Use the ball as resistance. Legs are strong. Notice that my back is arched, not rounded. And so this enables me to get down deeper and deeper into the hamstring stretch. This is where there will be a radical difference between bodies. Some people will need to keep their hands high up on the ball and just keep lengthening upward. It took me years to get to where I could do this deep of a stretch. So if you need to come back up here, that is just fine. Find your breath, keeping the legs strong. Just keep working on finding a little more length between the ribs, a little more length between the vertebrae. Remember, we're looking for traction. But this hamstring stretch will take some of the pull off of the low back area. We're noticing that sometimes that tight low back, because those erector spinae muscles connect to the glutes and connect to the hamstrings. So it's all part of the chain. So it's important to keep your hamstrings flexible and strong. Come up onto your knees. Come up onto your knees and again, stretch over the ball. Really lengthen over it. And you're going to keep the high part of the ball on the lower belly so that your weight is centered on the ball. This feels so good on the low back. It puts traction on the low back. And if there's nothing else you can do because of back pain, just do that. All right, pull the ball into your thighs, stretch up, lengthen over. You're going to walk your hands forward into a plank, keeping the legs extended and strong, keeping the arms strong and committed. You're just going to glide back and forth into a plank. If your elbows bend, if there's any shoulder pain, then this is where your work is. Don't go any further. But if you feel pretty confident doing this, you're going to begin to pull the ball in with your knees all the way up to your arms. You can shift it from side to side like this. That's advanced. or just hold the ball still. But this really works those oblique muscles. You can also, um, I'll show you in a minute, you can also kind of make some circles with it. Just keep pulling the ball in. See this little circle and then go back. This is only if you've been doing pikes and you want to add a little something, something. But otherwise, just bringing the knees in and stretching them back. Bringing the knees in and stretching them back. And don't forget to breathe. Arms strong. Sometimes I have to reset. Now I'm going to walk my hands forward and come up high on the ball. This is my circus routine. Put your hands on the ball and try to balance. This took me a while to learn, but see, even still, I fall and I have to find my balance. But that's okay. You just have to be playful with it. See, your feet are never far from the floor. Just trust your instincts. Be playful and childlike with this. All right, that was fun. And I want to show you a neat trick in Down Dog. I'm going to use my rib cage to feed this ball. Watch how I maneuver it. I'm going to lengthen, dig my ribs in, and push the ball back into my thighs. And this helps me get my heels down. And it takes all of the weight off of your arms. And this is one of those down dogs that you can just hold forever. This is how down dog should feel when you have full extension in the spine. But it also will help you get your heels down in down dog. But this is a great stretch, isn't it? See, there's hardly any weight on my hands. I could lift them up if I wanted. All right, second round. This time you're going to feed the ball further back as you walk forward into a plank, keeping the arms committed and the legs as straight as you possibly can. You're going to feed the ball forward with your shins and feet instead of your thighs. So you have to really press down to pike your hips up. This is a good way to learn handstand, how to lift into handstand. See that core strength? But the arms must stay committed. Okay, you can give it one final stretch. Just bring the knees in, let the back stretch, or lay over the ball in table. Again, let the high point of the ball hit right at the waistline. Feels marvelous. Just let the breath return to calm. Let the body cool. Now for a final cool down, come to your knees, feed the ball beside your hips, stretch the arm forward as in side plank, scissor the legs as wide as you can, and just begin to kind of twist backward. Your ribs are really stretching over the ball. You can take your top arm and give it a little tug, or keep your bottom arm on the floor for stability if you're still finding your way around this ball balancing. Now the other side. From your knees, push the ball into your side hip. Reach forward through the bottom arm and scissor the legs. Head back and stretch the whole side of the body. You want your shoulders stacked vertically. Give your arm a little extra tug with the elbow bent to get into the latissimus dorsi muscles. And we're just going to repeat this one again. First, we're going to come over onto the back. Head on the ball. Arms wide open, heart wide open. I know you're beginning to love this back bend over the ball because there's no pain. It keeps you in traction. All right. Repeat the right side again. Stretch ribs over the ball, scissor the legs, and twist. Just cooling down, calming the breath, letting the breath find all the tense areas. And finally, rolling over onto the left side ribs. You made it. We did a lot today. We created traction and length in the spine, in the spinal column, in the torso, between the ribs. We moved our shoulders a little better into place onto the back body, kept our ears over our shoulders the whole time. We worked our core like crazy, and even our legs, because it's all connected. And just begin to rock back and forth, hips toward the floor, just like we did before, then head toward the floor. Let the body just melt and conform over the ball. And then slowly maneuver your way down into a squat. Let the feet come together, the knees wide. Keep hanging on to the ball. And you can sit in this position as long as you want. I've actually watched entire movies in this position because it is decompressing and therapeutic for the spine. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you'll do this class again. It gets better and better. With gratitude and great love. Namaste.